notification.
Got the notification. So what you do is you initially share the link in the group,
Which link?
same video link. Okay.
Okay, I have my WhatsApp. Send me the link in the chat.
Share it in with your LinkedIn.
With my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were telling me to share in the WhatsApp groups.
Yeah. Do that even.
Okay, send me the link.
Okay. Let's go live. It's already live.
Yeah.
You should have the link.
Okay.
Do you have it?
One second. I will have to refresh it. Yeah, but I will get the link.
Send your chat. Okay, hello everyone. Hi Kishan. We have one user, which is Kishan KD. Hi Kishan. So, what are we doing in this?
We are just trying to create a
Okay.
new. Okay, wait. I'm just sharing the link, so you give
Okay. So what I'll do is in this video, we have a process where we can trigger UiPath bot on submission of a Microsoft form. Along with that, we can also submit or we can also trigger our bot using Google Forms as well. But for this use case, what we will do is we will check with the Microsoft Forms. Like on a form submission, let's also create a form in Microsoft, and I will share you the link. And if you submit or if anyone submits, then I can trigger the bot initially from my message or initially from my machine. Okay.
Right. Cool.
Microsoft Forms. Let's go with Microsoft Forms. I'm using my organization machine.
Okay.
Let's create a form. Okay, this form is trigger process with form submission. Okay, the enter title description, some title, add new. So what can I add? I'm just asking name.
Yeah.
Add new. Just a second.
Yeah.
I'm back. So along with the submission of name, or what exactly can we try? Question ideas, we can have phone numbers,
Yeah,
and
we can have
also
email ID also. Anything we can.
yes, phone number we can ask, add selected, and also email address we can ask.
Right.
And see, normally when we are creating some login or registration form, we are checking why people want to join the session or meeting.
Right.
Okay, Now let's also see in the text, why do you want to join? We'll create a complete business use case
Right, right, right.
in this. Okay, let's, it can be a long answer and as well as it should be a required item.
Yes, yes.
And this also required, this can be a short answer. And so I'm not concentrating too much on the forms because that's not our main goal.
Main concern.
Yes. So let's preview it. So here we have some details. Along with this, we can also see all the details. Now let's check with this item. So what do we have? If I share, I can share with internally my organization, or I can share with anyone else. My organization can respond, anyone with the link can respond. So I'm copying this and I'm giving you path, so you can go ahead and fill in the details and let me check with the reply. Okay.
Response.
Yeah,
No.
okay. I'm sending you our chat.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and try to fill the form. And also, where can I check or where can I see this? So
Here, yeah, the responses.
in the responses, I can open this in Excel. Okay. Create a summary link. The result will be shown, but I think this is not required. Okay. Submit one response so that I can see.
Yes, yes, doing that.
No need to give correct details, just fill in the form.
Yeah.
In meanwhile, let's see with the chat. Okay, if people who are on live, if you are having any questions, go ahead and ask them right away in the chat so that we can have the conversation there as well.
Submitting the form once.
Along with that, now I would like to open a process. Okay, now submitted.
1 second.
Sure.
Yes, submitted.
So I have your details. All your details I can see. Now, what do I need to do? See, on every form submission, I need to start my bot.
Okay.
My end goal is I receive your messages,
Right.
but on each and every message, I should see why someone need to watch my session. So if I have a valid proper answer, or if I think that okay, this is what this session is person and it can help him, I
Right,
can
right.
approve him.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do. So this is a bit of lengthy process, but let's make it simple.
Okay.
So initially, I have already created a process that I'll show you.
Okay.
So what this process does is it need to manually trigger, and I'm using Orchestrator API for this.
Okay.
Now, what is required from an Orchestrator API? Let's go back to our Orchestrator.
Yeah. 1 second. I will just get my charger. Just a
Sure.
second.
Okay, and triggers. Let's go back to our UiPath Cloud.
Yes.
So I logged into a community platform, Orchestrator. Now in the admin, we can see the Orchestrator details, and in here, we can see API access.
Right, right, right.
So these are the API access that I have already that already exists and that I'm using. But if you want to, since this is live now, I can also change this later.
Right.
Okay. Now here, this is the user key and account logical name, and this is the client ID.
So
If
this
you
is
go,
used to create our orchestrator just using API.
so how this works is if I have a web service and if I want to
Okay.
call a robot from the web service
Okay.
directly, I can run it from a machine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
our orchestrator will be like a middleware where it will be in contact with my robot because
Right, right,
orchestrator
right.
is directly connected to my robot, right?
Okay.
So it can start on its own. Now here we can have multiple triggers. Again, we will be using queues and trigger concept.
Okay.
But along with that, we also see what we need to do. First, since this is manually triggering process, for now, let's assume that I need to run this manually. So let me show you what this exactly does.
Okay.
Save and test. I'll perform a test. Okay, test this. Running the flow. So when I start the bot from here, or when I start the flow from here, it will execute all the process. This is also like a flow.
Right.
Okay, I'm just invoking a hello world command for now,
Okay. Okay.
but it should be started from the, or it
Right.
should be triggered from the form. Okay, now since we are running this, what kind of you trigger are we using? We're kind of running this with our manual trigger.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Now we can add an action. We can check that on form submission. We can use
Okay.
form. So here we can see get response details from the forms.
Right.
Okay, let's see. There is a form detail. So we have with form submission. Now response ID, we will have a specific ID with this ID. Okay, add dynamic content. Why do we have latitude and longitude? Not sure, but let's go with expression. Okay, response ID, unique identifier of the response. Okay, I think I need to add something else, not only with this, but there will be some other option to add.
Or
So
maybe
let's,
that is asking whether like our response is a integer or something.
no, no, no. So let's go back. There is a template that we can use that we can check and we'll get back. Okay. So here it's saying that there is an error. Let's delete this. Delete. Yes. Let's save this. Go back. Yes. Now let's go to my flows. In this, let's create a flow specifically for our item. Create from a template.
Yeah.
Let's see with the template form. Okay, what do we have on submission? Record responses in SharePoint. Okay.
We
Customize
might
email.
have something like record responses in Microsoft Forms or something.
Maybe Microsoft Forms. Let's try with forms.
Yeah.
Okay, record responses in SharePoint. Send form. Send responses for approval. So we need to take the template, nothing else.
Yeah.
So let's use this. I'm not going to work on this specifically, but I can use this specific template.
Okay.
Okay, it's required permissions. Okay, so this here it is. When the response is submitted, I think I need to take this when a new response is submitted. Let me open the same in a new tab. Open link in new tab.
So we can just like see from your end to over there.
Exactly. Edit.
So today we are trying completely new platform.
Yeah, and also for the next demo, we'll also try how we can trigger a bot from Google Forms. Google also
Okay.
supports this kind of activity, but there we need to write a lot of code with
Okay.
respect to this. But again, we can also do that.
Yes.
So when a new response is submitted, let's add when a new response is submitted, add an action. New response. Let's check forms. Okay. Okay. Microsoft form. Get response details, triggers. Yeah, here we have a
Ah,
trigger when a new form is submitted. Now let's pick up the form which we already have. So this is the form that we have. And for each loop, add an action for each. So for each submission, we are going to trigger the process.
right.
Okay. So let's go with for each. Where do I have apply to each? I think I can directly use this. So there is a bit of change with
Change.
the name,
Yeah.
but actually we can use this. Okay, delete this, which I don't require. Okay, so let's add an action,
Mhm.
apply. So apply for each. Now in this for each, we need to take the items. So here we have dynamic content called list of responses, list of response notification, response ID. Let's see if it is the same thing, list of. Okay, this should be it, list of responses. Let's add a dynamic content. Unique reference ID and list of responses notification item, list of responses resource data, body. Okay, let's get response, list of response, and add an action. What action does it have?
Get
Get
response
response
detail.
details. Okay, let's add an action
Okay.
here, get response details. Get response details.
Okay.
Okay, and
Yeah.
this again the form ID, I think we can give it from the same item. Okay, which is unique identifier from the form, which is this, and the response ID can be the response ID, list of rest. Okay, I think I
Right.
can get it from here. Items. Okay, so this is a bit different. Apply for each current item expression. Okay, I don't have anything, but let's see. Items apply for each resource response ID. I think I can get it from here.
I think it's the same only what we have selected above.
Yes, list of responses. Let's see. Body, when a new response is submitted, response ID. Maybe, let's see. Not sure. Okay, so for each and every request or for each and every form submission that we have, when a form response is submitted, let's delete this manual trigger, delete. Okay, dynamic content will be deleted from the flow. Okay, that's fine to do that. Let's see. Okay, this form is submitted with the form ID. Applying for each. This should contain at least one trigger. Okay, so this is a trigger, right? When a form is submitted, this should be a trigger. Why is it not taking it as a trigger? Form ID. Okay, I think I can delete this particular item, or I can add when a new response is submitted directly here.
Yeah. I think because
New,
that option was enabled above, it was showing that error.
correct. Okay, this is the trigger now, and let's delete this form. Delete. If I delete this, then I need to pick a form again. Let's add the form here. Select an output from the previous list. Yes, response list, resource
With
data.
response ID. Yeah.
Yeah. Get response details, which we have
So again,
again with the same response
yeah.
ID. Okay. But the only thing is trigger body resource data response ID is what we have here. But here we have something different, which is trigger outputs and then body slash value. Here we are having items dot for each.
So I think he is using like list of response with resource data or
The
body
only
something.
the only thing that I am checking here is if I can copy this. I think I can copy to my clipboard. I think this is something that I can do. Okay, let's Can I paste it here? Is there a way to paste? No, I don't think so. Okay. Anyhow, I'm not able to get it, but let's add the action between. So what I'm doing, I'm getting the response ID here.
Right, right.
Okay. Now for each and every response, I think I can keep this at the bottom. So here, first I'm authenticating my request with the orchestrator.
Right, right, right.
Okay. Here, first we need to authenticate with account.uipath.com/auth token. And the
Okay.
content type should be application or JSON, and the tenant name should be the key,
Right,
user key. Okay, where it is. So this is the tenant logical name that
right, right,
I'm
right.
using. Now here in the value, the client ID should be the client ID that's available here, which is
Okay.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and refresh
Also,
token.
in the body, have you written the code or it is there by default?
No, I need to write. I need to create this particular text,
Okay, okay. So
and I
we
need
need
to
to
send.
create that.
Yes,
Right.
I need to create it.
Okay.
And okay, let's take it to the bottom. Okay, so now here, when I submit this, I will get a response.
Right, right, right.
So that response, I'm parsing it with a template.
Okay.
The response will be like access token, ID token, what is
Right,
the
right.
scope, how much when it will
This
be
also you
executed.
have written.
Yes. So how can we get it is we can add the data from generate from sample.
Okay.
Now here in the orchestrator, authenticate cloud. So when I get this, see here, this is the reply that I'm going to get. When I send this request, this is the item that I'm going
Right,
to
right,
get, where a token or something.
right, right, right.
Okay, so the only thing that I need to do here is I need to take that particular item and I need to
Mm-hmm.
paste it. What I'm trying to do is I will export this and we will also share it with the community so that
Okay.
everyone need not write the same code, and also we'll create
Right,
some
right.
variables in the top so that all the details will be filled on the top itself,
Mm-hmm.
and they just need to run the code. That's how I'm trying to plan it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now this I'm posting it as a message. For now, let me delete this, which I'm not interested to do. And what this HTTP2 will do is I need to take which item should I run.
Okay.
Okay, so here I'm asking the cloud in my
Right, right.
particular URL, find releases with name hello world with forms
Okay. Okay.
dev. So where this will be available, this is already available in my orchestrator when I have published. So if I go back to my
So this
orchestrator,
is a process in your orchestrator.
yeah, which I have already published.
Okay.
So let me go with queues, or let me go with the process. So here, if you see, there is a
Right,
name
right.
called hello worlds with form dev. I'm just checking. So everything will have a key. It's like a dictionary. One name will have one unique key. So I'm taking that key so that I can send it to the
Right, right.
next item. So again, whatever response I get, I'm parsing the response here,
Okay.
because every time when I hit a HTTP call, it will give me some response in return.
Right, right, right. And all these responses we can see in that the link which you have, the documentation link.
Exactly. Now
Okay.
again here, this is something that I am posting, but I think I can delete this
Okay.
in my flow.
Right.
Okay. So what I'm taking here, so for each apply again for this get response. Okay. Again, this is what we are using for form, but here let's see. So here in this HTTP call, what am I taking? From this value, I'm getting this particular value, right? From here, there is a key or process key, this value
Okay.
that I'm taking. So that I'll pass to this particular request again. So send a release key and strategy, send it to all, whatever process is attached to robot,
Right,
whatever
right.
robot is attached to the process, trigger them all. Since I am using only one, I can take it.
Okay.
Okay. Now for each item, what am I doing? For each item that I have, I am posting a request to my orchestrator to add a queue item. So this
Okay.
particular queue item is already added to my orchestrator. Let's see how it is available. Then we will also use our
Right,
item
right.
to send request. So in the queues, if you see, there is something called copy paste, which I'm
Yeah.
using. Now in this edit edit item, or I can go back.
This is what we created 2 days back.
Yes, now here in the view transactions,
Right.
I'm just sending in view details, the value.
Okay.
Okay. Now, instead of we creating the static values, what we are trying to do is whenever a form is submitted, those values should be added to this form, to this particular queue.
Okay.
That's our end goal. Okay.
Right, right, right.
Since we are starting or we are doing this
So we
now,
are
I'm not.
taking values from the
Mhm.
Microsoft form,
Yes.
processing it over here in this workflow, and then we
Yes.
are adding it as a queue in our orchestrator.
Orchestrator, yes. So from orchestrator, again, we'll initiate a trigger whenever a new item gets into orchestrator, initiate the robot.
Right, 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 right.
Okay,
Okay.
so that we are trying to do here. And again, apply for each, get the response details. So this particular item, I think I can add in this particular,
So this also needs to be done every time we have the response. That's why.
exactly, because on every request, we need to add the value. So we are getting the form details. So this is the list of response that we have, response ID with response ID.
Right, right, right.
Let's see what do we have from here. So here in the copy paste, add dynamic items. So let's see again. So if you see here, we already have the body that we have, answer for the name,
Right, right, right,
email
right.
address, phone number, why do you want
You
to
want to
learn,
join.
why do you want to
Perfect.
join, responders email, submission time, everything we have. So let's add name. Okay, and priority, let's keep it as is, but what we can add is,
We can also take like the why do you want to join thing.
yes, why do you want to, why do you want to join.
So this is what you are creating a variable or something to pass that particular thing.
Yeah, this is like a variable where we are sending in the values.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think I made some mistake because just a second, this should be the key name. Wait, okay, this should be the queue name.
Right, right. We need to change in the specific content. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah,
Name
yeah.
we have. So this name we have first, and let's give name here, name or data type. So this is changed to
Name.
name,
Okay.
and also let's give this y, let's keep it small.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you want to join? And let's give the value as, okay, and let's send the value here as why do you want to join. So instead of having everything here, let's remove this. Okay, again here another key, true and fourth, these are just like a items or specific content that we add normally. There is nothing to check why only these values. We can add anything, another key or
Mhm.
fourth, we can add any value. That's our requirement.
Also, we'll need to specify the data type, right? Like we did for name.
I'm not sure why it took the data type as name, but initially when I converted or when I added the value in the body,
Mhm.
it took
Okay.
like this. So I just left it as it is.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's go ahead and test the copy paste, whether the item is getting added to copy paste queue. If it is, then let's go with the UiPath bot.
Right, right.
Okay, let's save it. So again, what do we have? We have everything here. Let's test it.
Yes.
Perform trigger. Okay, okay, we don't have anything. I'll perform a trigger action, save and test run. Why don't you quickly submit one data?
Okay. Cool. Done.
Done. If it is done, then we should have this bot. Okay, flow failed. Apply for each the evaluation trigger. Yeah, see, this is what I said.
Yeah.
There is some mistake that we made while we are taking the value. Response ID is of type integer. The result must be a valid array. So,
I think what we need to do is we need to like what options we had, let details or something.
and moreover, the bot started because we made a request to start the bot
Right.
from here. Like here, we asked the bot to
Mhm.
start path.json, HTTP request, start
Also,
jobs.
we
Yeah.
will have to change over there na from hello world to copy paste.
Yeah, that we will do, but what exactly we are trying to do now? See, here it failed, right? Apply for each. This is
Mhm.
failed. So it should add the value to Orchestrator first. Then we can check with the robot. View details. So this is the last one, which is not yet updated. So let's see here. So what
Yeah.
are we checking for?
So I'm telling in this list of responses, I think we need to select the body thing. List of responses with body.
Okay, let's see here. What do we have? Okay, a list of responses. Response notifications, resource data. Okay, so you're saying this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. No, this is not the one.
No, no. See, see.
Resource data. Okay, let's try with this resource data. What happened? Apply for each. Okay, apply for each items. Okay, not this one again. List of responses. Trigger outputs, body value. List of responses. Which one should we select? Unique identifier response. Okay, all we need to get is the same thing. Trigger outputs, body value. Let's add everything and let's see. Okay, apply for each. Okay, 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 okay. So let's see with each item. Trigger outputs body value. This is not the one. This is not the one. Items. Trigger outputs body. I think this is correct. Yeah, here the last one.
Yeah.
List of
Response
response notifications.
notification. Right, right, right.
So we can take that.
Nice way of finding it out.
If we have 4 items, okay, it's easy to find. But what if we have 10, 20 items? Okay, so what we need to have is we need to have list of
Response notifications.
response notifications. Okay, let's go back and change.
Mhm.
So here we have dynamic content. So in the form list of responses, again, we need to update this one.
Yes.
Yeah, for each. So what data do we have for each? Okay, this is the body.
Notification item is the
Is it?
third one. Yeah.
Yes. And here again, let's see again from here so that we'll not miss or will not make the same mistake. Trigger output body value. Let's see
Right.
if we have the same thing.
No.
Okay. Trigger body we have. Okay, response item, trigger body. Maybe we can get the response from here. Okay, what exactly is being done here? So apply for each, list of responses, body value. What is this? I think we made some mistake. Let's go back. Leave this page. Yes. Notify team when the form is submitted, when a new response is submitted. Let's check with this. I think I have already made this item. Apply when a new form is submitted, apply for each. List, okay, get response details. Here we have apply for each resource data,
I
response
think
ID.
this is something else what we are saying right
Yeah. So what we are doing here is correct, but exactly we are unable to find what exactly need to be added here to make sure that it comes
now.
with the correct value. Response,
Just select the second option.
response resource data. This is what you're saying. Trigger resource data.
No, this is not the one.
This is not the value. Body. This is body again. Notification item. Trigger body. Response ID. So this response ID is correct. It should be here. Okay, so what we can do is list of response ID. This we can keep it here, and we need to see only with this item. So
Now,
this is
yeah,
correct.
this is correct. So up, let's try list of notification item. So maybe it might get the value also.
Trigger body of value. That's what we require. Okay. This one? Which one?
Third one, third one.
Okay. No.
Try second one.
We're having resource data. Body. Body. I think we can add this one. Let's see. Trigger resource data. Here, what do we have? Resource data response ID. I think this is correct. Here we have value resource data, but we have a value here. I'm sure this will fail again. Okay, but we'll also see in the code like how maybe we can check online. But meanwhile, I will save this. Will you submit the form?
Okay.
You're submitting it, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go with
Done. 1 second. Yes, done.
okay. Not sure if it will come or not. Solve Microsoft Forms trigger. This is where we need to see. Let's check. Submit once again.
Okay. 1 second.
Go to solution. Okay. Inputs. Form title.
Submitted.
Okay. And this triggered my bot,
Mm-hmm.
but not sure. Yeah, here we still have an issue. Execution template action apply for each fail. The result of evaluation for each trigger body source data is of type object. Must be a valid array.
Mhm.
So here,
Also, we are not able to copy that particular template directly over here.
hmm, yes, edit. Let's go back. So here I have something which is when a new form is submitted, I can see the output, send an email. When a new form is submitted, make sure the form is recognized correctly with creating the workflow. That's correct. Okay, this is correct. For each response, I think for each response we need to trigger. So let's go. Yes, form submission unable to trigger. Not sure.
Flow trigger. There's one more. Flow trigger failing on form submission.
Yeah. So I have similar issue triggered from not since. What do we have?
Everyone is having the same issue.
No, I actually found I faced this issue earlier, but unable to recollect what exactly I did. Trigger flow for each response. Okay, getting response data. Let's see. Form responses. Okay, getting the response data. Form ID. Adding actions. Okay, in any actions you have get after response details should be inside the same apply each container. Okay, select the output from previous responses. List of response notifications. Okay, dynamic response ID that I have. I
There's
can
something below there.
I
Select.
list of response notifications is what they have taken. If
Yeah,
that is the correct thing.
yeah. That is only the third one which we are selecting over there.
So here, list of responses. We need to have the response ID. If you have seen that,
Mhm.
this should be the
Just search once over there. Like, are we getting directly something like response in this
list of
search?
responses, response ID. Yeah, what are you talking?
Yeah, in this your search, right? Response ID directly.
Response ID, even that ID.
No, no. So I think we have this only.
List response notifications, list response notification. We have everything as response only. Even then, where is it? Let's see if someone. Hi Vajrang, are you working on Power Automate? Yes, we are working on Power Automate, buddy, but kind of not able to work with it right now. Let's see.
Just scroll down below. There's something.
Okay. No, they are sending the
Email. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
email. That's it. But here, select output from previous steps. Apply for each is where we need to check. Select an output from previous steps. This is where we are taking. And
Here they are taking either list of response notification item or list of response notification resource data. They are selecting either one of them because it's written over there.
yeah, so if we go back to the top, when a new response is submitted, okay, this is the response. View code, p code. So this is the connection ID and trigger body dot value split on trigger body dot value. So this is what we have
Mhm.
done. And We need to have it somewhere here. Okay. Trigger body. What body does? Body does nothing, right? Let's take and see. Not sure if we'll get it. What do we have? Trigger body. Again, body is different from the response.
Yeah, body will be like the form fields or anything.
Response item, notifications response item. This is what we are getting: trigger body, response ID, list of response resources data. Let's try with this again. Save. Okay, and you need not submit it because I already have the form submission from you earlier, so I can directly trigger from this particular item. But why is it taking time? For each form response.
You want me to submit one more form?
No need. So get response details to, here we have, and any actions you have after get response action should be inside the apply same for each. For example, you can see send email. Okay, response ID that I'm getting, and what
See,
else
see,
do I have?
they have
Yeah,
something named response ID over here.
the response ID is yes, unique identifier for the response used with get response ID. Yes, this is the response ID. So that's the same thing which we have added here, response ID. And from here, we are going to get the response ID, trigger body, resource data, response ID.
So I think maybe they changed the name or something because there it's written response ID and here it's like
Use from previous runs. Let's see. Save and test. The bot should start anyhow. Okay,
hmm,
my bot started, but again, this form is not
stop.
submitted.
uh,
Evaluation failed. Trigger body resource is of type object must be a the result must be a valid array. Okay, so the initial edit that we have done resource data, I think that was that even that's not the correct one. See here resource data. I think this is not the correct item that we are adding here.
hmm. Just
But
select
there is
notification item and try again.
again that's not an array, right? We just now selected notification item.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is trigger body again.
Hmm.
So okay, so again this is response ID. This is complete response ID, which I need not use. Let's go with some other. Let's adding actions. Building proof from scat, salt, flow, power platform. Record the response. I think we should have some value. Form custom ID,
Also search something.
form ID which we have. Inputs when a new form is submitted. Okay. I actually have one response from here. I think I can take this. Again, this is using or recreating it. But why are we unable to get something like this? Like see here, this is
Yeah,
trigger
exactly.
body. Okay. So why don't we just copy paste? I think we can try that. Not sure why we are not getting, but if you see here, uh, view peak code, so we are getting something called trigger body dot value, right? So this is what we require at the rate trigger body dot.
See, I'm sending you something uh, in the chat section. Try copy pasting there.
Okay.
Okay. So this put this in the expression what I have sent you.
First trigger body value resource data response ID. Again, you're giving me the response ID, not the value,
So then we
which
can
you have
remove
given
the.
at the end. You have given me the response ID. Let's try this. If we are unable to get it, then anyway, let's go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so from here, what are we getting? Trigger body value is what we are getting. So let's go back. Trigger body dot value. This is what we are requesting for. So let's save and let's test it. Power apps logic. Okay, apply 3. Okay, this is having an issue. So let's go with at the rate,
Hmm.
save. Okay, saved, test. Okay, save with the failed test. That's fine, even if you fail now. Okay,
Again.
okay, trigger body is of type null. The result must be a valid array. Trigger body is null. What is triggered body here? Okay, this is the form that's submitted, and every time a form is submitted, form ID, the body is taken. Now response is added here, and in the key we have content type and code URL component. Okay, that's it. Nothing special is available here. Though we are able to start the bot, this is where we are failing with taking the values
Mhm.
needed. But why is it so? We can always go and check or use it, but actually why I'm not doing it is I want to find some solution rather than just importing some template, getting data from flow.
Just details. Any action we have after
You to
the.
check from your end,
What?
you to check.
I have to check from my end.
Yeah, in online, just check
Yeah,
when a new response.
even I am trying to find some solution.
Okay. Hi, sir. Jitender Saroj. Hi, Jitender. But we are busy right now. Just wait. Okay.
So,
If anyone know the answer, please go ahead and post because we are struggling for the past 15-20 minutes for this,
mhm.
which should be completed within 5 or so. Form response current item JSON HTTP when a new response is submitted. Okay, can I export and import the items? Let's go back. Uh, can I submit as a template, export, um, Logix app, package zip? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to export that particular
Right, right,
code
right.
so that I can use this. Not sure if I'm able to, if I'll be able to do it. Okay, React.js on submit trigger export. I should have a zip file. Okay, I have it. Download it. Download it. Now let's see if I can import that particular item here.
Mhm.
Okay, back, cancel. There is no action that's available, but there is still, this is not a easy practice to code with
Mhm.
Microsoft Form or Microsoft Flow because we are struggling to import the code or to get the code properly. Back, yes, leave the page. So import the code, edit, submit as template. Where can I import? Export. I cannot import here.
Go to flows and see. I think you will get an option.
Maybe, but even if I go to flows, see, even if
Yeah,
I get to flows, but what is the
you
use? I am already using
yeah,
this particular item.
you
I
cannot
should,
import in the one of your projects, I think.
yeah, and also I cannot divide the flow. Maybe if Microsoft has really given some solution to create a complete project, then this will go ahead. I am unable to add anything. I'm unable to delete anything. Like copy the data from one and paste it into other. Even that is not possible. Anyhow, we are back with this, still struggling to get the values. Why?
Uh,
Apply for each, select. See, this first trigger dot value response ID, use take the following expression. Yes, we do have this form ID. First trigger body dot value dot response ID that we have.
so we can remove the response ID from here and take only the first two values.
Okay, not sure if it will work. Let's so here we have resource ID, resource data. Maybe let's try.
What are we getting in the template? What are we getting to see in the template? Just check once.
Okay, let's change this. We cannot also, we don't have an option configure run after. Okay, this can be taken away. So there are few steps, but not which is required to us. Add a comment. We don't have a comment here. What should we do?
See, go in the template and just see what are we getting like on hovering over that.
Again, there is notify when the new response is submitted. React.js edit. See, all it takes is when a new form is submitted, it has a form ID, and then it will give some values. List of responses is what we're getting. Trigger body value is what we have here again.
Mm-hmm. Trigger body, comma value. So let's just put value over there in expression and say,
No, I have tried that.
okay,
Get response details again, which we have from here. Yes, even that's available. But form ID submission, okay. Edit peak code. If you see peak code again, this is form API, and we are getting the values. So no, when a new form is submitted to apply for each, in this, what are we adding? Environment details, status code, HTTP headers, body. Here again, we have only 4 items
hmm,
from where we are unable to get. Let's see with some other, let me create some other template so that I can validate this. Let's delete. I have something with my team flows. Okay, form processing to email and SharePoint. I think this I did it on my own. Let's see.
hmm.
When a new response is submitted, yes, I did this, and list of responses. What is this? List of responses, body or value? From where did I get this? Trigger outputs. So here we have trigger outputs, right? Even here, do we have trigger outputs? Trigger output, trigger body, add everything. Let me add everything. What I have here. Trigger body, trigger body, trigger body. Where is trigger output?
Think
See here,
there is just
here,
one thing we are missing, I think.
yeah, some code that we are missing. Where do we
Just
have?
go to the end of this code. Say, just scroll towards the end. Yeah. See, in this code, the one which we are saying above, we don't have that split value thing written.
With split value?
Give me the access 1 second.
Okay, yeah, given.
See, here after authentication, we don't have anything, right? But now say in this one, the code.
Okay.
See, there is something getting splitted. Like we have whole this thing, create a webhook or something, and
Okay, then what we'll do is give me the access. So we'll delete this again. Let's delete this. Delete. Yes. Let's check with the connectors again. Microsoft Forms.
right when
When
form
a
is
new
submitted.
form is submitted,
Mhm.
find how Microsoft triggers, learn more. Okay, so this will check because we are failing here. Actions, we don't have any action as of now. But here get response details when a new form is submitted. This is what we
Right,
have.
right.
And from here, let's take a value, which is this.
Trigger.
And
Perfect.
now let's see with the code. I think the code will be auto-generated, not sure. Yeah, this is having, so we are not changing anything. The value is coming on its own. I cannot actually change it now.
But
Let's,
then we don't have that particular thing in the template, and that's only the error we are facing, like the
yeah,
body value thing.
done. So
We can't edit
this,
that code.
this one,
No, no, not this. The above one, the trigger one.
I think we can edit, but not sure how things will change if I edit it.
So we can just remove the part after that authentication and try running, see what is the error or something coming or not.
P code, okay, if you say so. Let's remove this one.
Yeah.
I think I'm unable to delete.
Mhm.
No, not able to delete.
Some problem is there over there only, but
When a new form is submitted, let's add one more action. Form. What do we have in form? Actions we have get response details. When a new form is submitted, actions get response details. Here we have response details, but
Mhm.
here we are going to get this ID, and from here, what do we have? We have this,
Perfect.
but this will not give you the reply because it will throw an error. Get response details throwing an error. Let's try that.
1 second. Mummy.
Mute it. As JSON. Okay. Response details as JSON, get response details, body details. Create array, map, nothing. We are not getting anything. For each loop. Okay, let's remove this for each loop and let's try.
Just remove that HTTP first outside.
Yeah, I'm also removing this and also this. Let me remove this as well. Delete. Delete. Okay. Get response details. This is the unique identifier. Okay. Form response ID. This is the only value that we are going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And from the list of responses, let's save.
Till that step, there is no problem. Like it is perfect till there.
Yeah. Test it now. Test from the data. Test. Trigger when a new response submit is not found. Why? I have a new trigger, right? When a new form response is submitted,
That
save this first.
remove that get response details 3.
Okay. Delete and
Save.
test. Save and test. Now, why is it throwing an error? Manager failed. Error code. Windows trigger not found. This is a trigger. Delete. Yes.
Why
Set
is
the
it
trigger.
searching for when a new response is submitted to when we have already created another one?
Yeah. Save. Response ID is required.
Okay.
Okay. Response ID. Save. Flow checker. Don't have any errors as of now. Let's close and let's test it.
Alright. Can you rename that workflow and just write a number 2 over there?
No, it will not work like that.
But see, there's an option.
Rename, that rename is like a label. Okay, demo failed case. Okay, anyhow, we got to know the issue. So what
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
do is we'll stop the live and
Okay.
we'll come up with some solution and then we will
Right.
go with
Yes. Definitely.
so what we need to do here again, so we need to get the value from request and then we need to post it into queue and we'll submit it. Not sure why the hell this is not happening, bloody thing. And now I'm not able to understand why do we have when a new response to is not
Exactly.
found.
That's what I'm telling. Now, this is something very unexpected. Like, if we want to create new flows or new anything,
I think this is the problem. Let's delete this. Let's also delete this. Maybe this is where we did not change because the value we are getting it from the previous response.
okay,
Let's try.
let's try this also.
Nah.
Now,
Okay, error. Windows workflow trigger not found message. The workflow trigger when a new response formed is not found. What to do? Close and close the live for now. Okay, but for the next live, we are hoping to solve this and come back.
yes, definitely
Live
come back with a solution.
live coding is like a okay. Power Automate is new for me. Jitender, it's also bloody new for me. and I'm unable to get details, but of course we will find it. Let's
Yes.
stop